Join ForumIAS Academy, trusted by hundreds of toppers, including IAS Rank 1 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐧𝐞𝐥 Sharma.
Good evening aspirants. Welcome to the Hindu news analysis discussion brought to you by ForumIAS for the date 23rd of July 2023. These are the list of news articles for today's discussion. In today's discussion we will be covering 5 topics from governance, environment and a topic from science and technology. So alongside this we will also be covering 2 previous year prelims questions at the end of the discussion. So with this straight away let us move to our first article of the day. First article: Telemanas helpline run by government has fielded 2 lakh distress calls. This news article is regarding the government run national tele-mental health program named Telemanas. From this discussion, let us know more comprehensively about the e-governance in healthcare services delivery so that we could cover the topics from both the mains and prelims angle. See, according to the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, e-governance is the application of information and communication technology. This is to promote smart governance, that is simple, moral, accountable, responsive and transparent governance. See, the government has launched various initiatives for e-governance in healthcare sector. For instance, we have the National Health Portal, which serves as a single point of access to health related information for citizens, and also we have e-hospital management system that tracks the delivery of patient care and diagnostic services. Then we also have mobile based applications that have also been launched like TB missed call initiative and 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐧𝐞𝐥 app. Now let us see some of the policy measures for e-governance in healthcare. See, over the last few years the government has announced several policy measures to utilize the new era of technology enabled healthcare delivery. First is the National Health Policy of 2017. This policy envisions a digital health ecosystem and recognizes the integral role of technology such as e-health, m-health, Internet of Things, cloud computing among others in the delivery of health services. Then in the year 2018, Niti Aayog released a proposal on National Health Stack. The objective of this is to provide a framework for country's futuristic digital health system. Now, if we take the National Digital Health Mission, its aim is to create a management mechanism to process digital health data and facilitate its seamless exchange. Then the mission will also develop registries of public and private facilities, healthcare services, healthcare providers, laboratories and pharmacies. Then the mission also supports clinical decision making as well as offers services like telemedicine. By doing this, the National Digital Health Mission has the potential to make the health system more evidence-based, transparent and efficient. Also, operationalizing a single health ID and profile for every citizen, which is envisaged under the National Digital Health Mission, is an important reform for optimizing health information systems. Now, if we take the challenges to e-governance in healthcare in India, first is related to the fragmented sector. See, it is estimated that nearly 98% of country's health facilities employ just 10 people or less. The fragmentation of the sector creates hurdles for digitization. Then the second factor is the isolated system. A lot of information including patient records are scattered across manual or IT systems with limited interoperability. In addition, there are issues related to lack of shared standards for health records as well as absence of common and consistent healthcare designs. Now coming to the importance of e-governance in healthcare, first is the informed decision making. See, operationalizing single health ID and profile for every citizen can minimize the need for repeated investigations, and it could also promote informed decision making by doctors. Then the second factor is that it enables data analytics. See, digital health records can enable data analytics at a population level to identify treatments that are likely to evoke a better response from patients. Then a system-wide electronic health profile can enable monitoring of disease and efficient analysis of patient data. Such an effort can facilitate geographical, demographical and risk factor-based monitoring of health. Example, in the context of COVID-19 pandemic, an analysis of comprehensive digital health profile of a substantial part of population gave a head start in identifying people with comorbidities. So by knowing that, we could give a targeted intervention. Then an effective IT infrastructure linking public and private healthcare establishments will ensure data consistency across systems and eliminate duplication and minimize the reporting burden. Then another factor is that digitization will also enable access to accurate information about the credentials and pricing of services offered by various healthcare facilities, providers and diagnostic laboratories. Then it could also eliminate geographical barriers. See, the concept of connected care where eICUs, neonatal ICU and remote operating centers can be monitored by experts who are not present in the same geographical locations. By this way, we can eliminate geographical barriers and enhance their access. In addition to it, e-governance in healthcare facilitates research and development. For researchers, access to this healthcare data can facilitate the evaluation of program and policy effectiveness as well as accelerate innovation. Thereby, analytics of disease load and patient response can help in drug development. Moreover, the use of artificial intelligence for anonymized aggregated health data can pave the way for predicting the livelihood of a patient falling sick. Then technology can improve operational efficiencies in the healthcare sector, thereby strengthening supply chain performance, enabling skilling of health professionals at large scale. Also, for skilling and upskilling health professionals as well as delivering medical education, digital education platforms can enable dissemination of information. This information can pertain to the latest advancement in the field along with training modules for specific diseases. Now coming back to the initiative mentioned in the news article, see, tele-mental health assistance and networking across states, which is the Telemanas, is an initiative that was launched on the occasion of World Mental Health Day last year. See, at that time there was an urgent need to establish a digital mental health network that will withstand the challenges that were amplified by the pandemic. Also, if you need to know about Telemanas, know that the program included a network of 23 telemental health center of excellence. The aim of it is to provide free telemental health services all over the country round the clock, particularly catering to the people in remote or underserved areas. Know that it is the initiative by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare and the National Institute of Mental Health and Neuroscience is the nodal agency. In addition, the technology support is provided by the International Institute of Information Technology, which is in Bengaluru. Then if we take the functioning of Telemanas, it is a toll-free 24/7 helpline number which has been set up across the country, allowing callers to select the language of choice for availing services. The calls would be routed to Telemanas cells in the respective state and union territory. Now, if we take the organizational framework of Telemanas, know that Telemanas will be organized in two-tier system. The tier 1 comprises state Telemanas cells, which includes trained counselors and mental health specialists. In the tier 2, it will comprise specialists at the district mental health program or medical health resources for physical consultation, and 𝐒𝐮𝐬𝐜𝐴NI will be used for audio-visual consultation. In the article, the additional information provided is that a general feeling of sadness, sleep disturbances, stress and anxiety top the list of mental health concerns that prompts the citizens to make use of Telemanas facility. So that is all about Telemanas. So from this discussion, we saw about the initiatives for e-governance in the healthcare sector and the importance of it, and also about the Telemanas which is covered in the article. So with this, let us close this news article here. Second topic, captive bred vultures take wing in forest expanses. The news highlights that in the year 2020, 8 critically endangered oriental white-backed captive bred vultures were released into the wild for the first time in India. They were taken from the Jatayu Conservation Breeding Center, which is in the Pinjore, Haryana, and they were released into the wild. And as of now, there are no report of deaths due to any veterinary non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. So, as an impact of this success, the Bombay Natural History Society has already started the construction of soft relief centers in states of Madhya Pradesh, Assam, Rajasthan, etc. So in this context, let us know about vulture conservation in India. See, first of all, vultures were quite common in India till the year 1980s, and they are currently fighting to survive. See, currently 7 species in Africa and 8 species in India are threatened with extinction. Moreover, India has lost 99% of population of 3 species. They are the white-backed vulture, long-billed vulture and slender-billed vulture. Know that the red-headed and the Egyptian vulture populations have also decreased by 91% and 80% respectively. This catastrophic decline has been attributed to the use of diclofenac, which is a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug in veterinary practices. But though the usage of diclofenac in India has reduced considerably now, it is continued to be misused in some other places. Moreover, the vulture population is more vulnerable because of its small population. That is, population is still small to recover quickly. Then also, vultures are slow breeding birds. So they lay only 1 egg a year and have a longer immaturity duration after fledging. The remnant population will only double after the 10 to 15 years without occurrence of any adverse events. So in order to increase its population, the government of India has taken several conservation efforts. Let us see that one by one. See, firstly, the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare have prohibited the manufacture of diclofenac for animal use in the year 2008 itself. And apart from that, the government has also restricted the packaging of multi-dose vials of diclofenac to single dose for humans. Secondly, the central government has formulated National Action Plan on Vulture Conservation. This action plan provides for strategies, actions for containing the decline of vulture population through both ex situ as well as in situ vulture conservation. Then know that the Bombay Natural History Society, in collaboration with the Haryana State Forest Department, has set up vulture conservation and breeding centers in Pinjore, which is in the Haryana state. In addition, a vulture captive care facility has also been established at Panchkula. Also know that vulture breeding facilities have been set up at Rani, Guwahati in Assam, Buxa in West Bengal, Bhopal in Madhya Pradesh. In addition to that, breeding facilities at zoos at Bhopal, Bhubaneswar, Hyderabad have also been set up through Central Zoo Authority. Then you have to know about the vulture safe zones. See, it is an area designated as natural habitats of vulture. This area is made free of diclofenac contaminated carcasses, and thereby it aims to sustain and increase vulture populations. See, these vulture safe zones are there in Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Jharkhand, Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Assam. Now coming to the Jatayu restaurant, these are areas where regular and safe food supply is provided to attract vultures into the safe area and to retain these vultures already there. Apart from these measures, know that white-backed, long-billed and slender-billed vultures are listed in the Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act of 1978. So these are the few conservation efforts which are undertaken by the Government of India along with the state governments in order to increase the population of vultures. So from this news discussion, we saw about the recent occurrence around the captive bred vultures being taken into wild and also the conservation efforts undertaken by the government. So with this, let us close this news article here and move to the third topic. Third topic, in AI's unlimited potential, the benefits and the risk. The news reports that Google's DeepMind released the structure of 200 million proteins, which is said to be the most important achievement of AI ever. And it is also said as a solution to the protein folding problem. From this topic, let us cover as much as about the artificial intelligence from mains angle. See, artificial intelligence, machine learning, Internet of Things, big data, all that are transforming the operational and strategic landscape across various industries. In India, both private and public enterprises and the union as well as the state governments are investing in multiple AI use cases from manufacturing to services. This shows that AI would be a critical catalyst for achieving robust economic growth in future. Now let us know about the definition of AI first. See, artificial intelligence is a way of making a computer controlled robot or software perform human-like tasks. The term was coined in the year 1956 by John McCarthy. According to him, it refers to the ability of machines to perform cognitive tasks like thinking, learning, perceiving, problem solving and decision making. There are two subsets under the umbrella term AI. They are machine learning and deep learning. Machine learning involves the use of algorithms to analyze data and learn from it. This enables making a determination or prediction. But the deep learning is a technique for implementing the machine learning. Now let us see the scope of or the applications of artificial intelligence. First is with respect to agriculture. See, application of AI in agriculture can help in improving crop yield by providing real-time advisory, early detection of pest attacks, precision farming, etc. Example, the Berlin-based agriculture tech startup, which is PEAT, P-E-A-T, has developed a deep learning application called Plantix. This Plantix identifies potential defects and nutrition deficiencies in the soil. Next, if we take the healthcare sector, AI can be used in diagnosis, treatment design, image diagnosis, early detection of disease outbreaks, virtual nurse assistants, etc. Example, researchers at Oxford Hospital developed AI that can diagnose scans for heart disease and lung cancer. Then if we take the education sector, see, AI can be used for developing tools for customized learning, interactive and intelligent tutoring systems. Then they could be used as tools for predicting dropouts, etc. Then in the urban planning sector, it can be used for optimizing infrastructure in cities, crowd management, public safety, waste management, etc. Example, in the state of Kerala, engineers have developed sewer cleaning robots to put an end to manual scavenging. Then if we take the transportation, AI can be used in traffic management systems like including AI in sensors, CCTV cameras, plate recognition cameras, speed detection cameras, etc. Then AI can be used in energy system modeling also, like predictive analysis, demand and infrastructure management, then building energy efficient buildings, etc. Example, a program EVLine, that is EWEV, then LINE, developed in Germany, can work as an early warning system for grid operators to assist them in calculating the renewable energy output for the next 2 days. This is done using AI technology only. But there are certain challenges which are associated with artificial intelligence. First is that a proper AI based system requires a massive computational capacity, which means more data centers have to be created, which requires huge investments. Secondly, AI will increase digital exclusion in all spheres, including the exclusion of society and nations. So further, the global investment also likely to shift to countries where AI related works are already established. Also, a report published in The Guardian highlighted how AI driven algorithms can be affecting racial and gender stereotypes, and thus it is said to lead to exclusionary decisions. So that is also one of the factor. Then thirdly, there are fears that AI will result in less demand for human resources. It is not a good sign for India, right? That has already huge population of youngsters. It will reduce desk jobs such as accountants, financial traders and middle managers, which are one of the major concerns for introducing AI. Then fourthly, the most important concern with AI is the concern of data privacy. The AI algorithm will improve only with access to more data. So it will lead to constant utilization of our digital footprints with or without our knowledge. For instance, scandals like Cambridge Analytica are an example for such a violation of privacy. But there are certain steps that have been taken by the government towards artificial intelligence. Let us see that one by one. First is the National Strategy for Artificial Intelligence. It was released by Niti Aayog in the year 2018. It lays out the roadmap for India to leverage technologies to ensure inclusive growth and social development. In this National Strategy for Artificial Intelligence, Niti Aayog identifies 5 sectors for AI application. They are healthcare, agriculture, education, smart cities and infrastructure, smart mobility and transportation. Then the second step taken is the Responsible AI Approach document. It was published by Niti Aayog in collaboration with the World Economic Forum Center. The document seeks to establish broad ethics and principles for the design, development and deployment of AI in India. Then the third step is the draft framework on India Artificial Intelligence Tech. Know that it has been released by the Department of Telecommunication and it focuses on eliminating the barriers to AI deployment. So we can say it aims to enable an environment to exploit AI productively across all sectors and bring interoperability. This tech is divided into 6 layers with 5 main horizontal layer and 1 vertical layer. Each layer caters to the specific purpose ranging from information gathering to storage to security and governance. Then finally, incorporation of AI into governance aspect is being undertaken by several state governments and union government as well. In Telangana, AI is helping authenticate pensioners and ensure that payment goes to pensioners who are alive and thereby removing the chances of corruption. Also know that the Ministry of Corporate Affairs is also using AI to simplify corporate filings, while the Center for Artificial Intelligence and Robotics have been built as a special hub for AI related work of DRDO. So these are the few measures which are taken by the government for incorporating AI into governance. Hence, as a conclusion, we can say government at all levels must urgently assess the impact of AI on societies, and they must form advisory groups and come up with AI and data governance policy guidelines to direct institutions, industries and society. And by that way, an interdisciplinary environment which is needed for responsible AI development can be attained. So that is all about the article. So from this article we saw about AI, the applications and scope of it, the challenges as well as the steps taken in order to incorporate AI into the model of governance. So with this, let us close this article and move to the next article. Fourth topic, what has to be done to get to zero hunger? See, recently the Global Report on Food Crisis 2023 got released. Accordingly, the report estimated that around 70 crore to 78 crore people in the world suffered from hunger in the year 2022. The major concern is that the data for 2022 shows levels which are far higher than the pre-pandemic year of 2019. This year's report records the historic moments such as pandemic, economic crisis, war in Ukraine, rising prices of food and agriculture inputs that had an impact on the assessment. From prelims angle, know that the Global Report on Food Crisis is produced by the Food Security Information Network. This is in support of the Global Network Against Food Crisis and involves 16 other partners. Now let us know what is the food security actually. See, World Food Summit of 1996 defines food security as a situation when all people at all times have physical and economic access to sufficient, safe and nutritious food that not only meets their dietary needs but also food preferences for active and healthy life. I will repeat again, food security is a situation when all people at all times have physical and economic access to sufficient, safe and nutritious food that meets their dietary needs and food preferences for an active and healthy life. Now coming to the report, apart from the concerns for hunger being recorded higher than the pre-pandemic levels, it also says that the world is far off track and away from achieving the Sustainable Development Goal of 2, which is the zero hunger. And following a sharp increase from 2019 to 2022, the global prevalence of severe food insecurity remained unchanged for the second year in a row, which is also mentioned in the report. Adding to that, the prevalence of undernourishment remained relatively unchanged from 2021 to 2022. And it is also again far above the pre-COVID-19 pandemic levels. But a good news is that stunting, which is the another key metric defined as the condition of being too short for one's age among children under the age of 5, has declined steadily. The data shows that stunting has decreased from 20 crore in the year 2000 to 14 crore in the year 2022. Simultaneously, child wasting, which is caused by insufficient nutrient intake, declined from 5 crore in the year 2000 to 4.5 crore in the year 2022. In terms of children who are overweight, the study indicated a pretty non-significant increase from 5.3% in 2000 to 5.6% in the year 2022. So we must know stunting has decreased, child wasting has decreased, but overweight or obesity has increased little bit. Now if we take the reasons for this rise in food security, the major reasons are like lockdowns, economic downturns, pandemic related disruption, Ukraine war, food price rise, etc. Thirdly, the reason said is that governmental policies are not entirely favorable in addressing the issue of hunger and malnutrition. Thereafter, the increasing urbanization drives change through the agri-food systems where the level of nutrition may be compromised as governments are more focusing towards productivity of the crops to serve large section of population. However, the report's comparison of food insecurity among rural, peri-urban and urban population reveals that global food insecurity is lower in urban areas. This may be because of the higher purchasing power among people in urban areas. As a solution, the report helps to identify vulnerable population groups, thereby contributing to evidence-based decision making. Because this will also aid effective government action through the appropriate targeting and design of policies and programs. Secondly, know that is within the solution itself, know that sound nutrition is fundamental to achievement of the SDG goals and it must be central in government policy. In that way, policy incentives are necessary to encourage shops to sell greater amount of fresh and minimally processed foods. Another key input is on the street foods. See, street foods which are estimated to about 2.5 billion people worldwide consume every day because of the convenience and cost factor. That is nearly 2.5 billion people are consuming food from the street food shops because of its convenience and cost factor. Here the report calls for addressing multiple infrastructure and regulatory gaps to improve the nutritional safety and quality of street food. Fourthly, the report suggests building rural infrastructure by including quality rural and feeder roads to connect remote farms and enterprises to main road networks. Then it also suggests to go after other public investments to support linkages between farms and enterprises. In that way, the government could use small private enterprises in developing warehouses, cold storage, etc. Most importantly, the report underlines several times the role of local government as fundamental actors in leveraging the multi-stakeholder mechanism. According to the report, local governments are effective in implementing essential policies for making the healthy diets available and affordable to all. So these are certain solutions which are suggested in the report itself. So from this news article, we saw about the findings of global report on food crisis, then the reasons behind the prevalence of hunger, and also the solutions prescribed by the report. So with this, let us close this news article here. Fifth and the final topic, invasive weed threatens elephant habitats in Tamil Nadu. The news is that an aquatic weed which is native to some countries in Central and South America is threatening elephant habitats and foraging areas in Valparai, Tamil Nadu. Last 4 months back also, there was a news according to a study that the endangered Asian elephants has lost most of its optimal habitat in the flat terrain regions of 𝐂𝐚𝐬𝐫𝐢𝐻𝐵iosphere Reserve. See, Western Ghats is an escarpment kind of landform running north to south along the western coastline of India. The Western Ghats is interrupted towards the south by the low-lying Palghat Gap that separates the northern from the southern elephant population. This northern part of Western Ghats includes 𝐂𝐚𝐬𝐫𝐢𝐻𝐵iosphere Biosphere Reserve and its surrounded protected areas which contain the largest remaining population of wild elephants. Earlier, the Palghat Gap was relatively flat and consequently it was easily negotiable by the elephants to move north and south. However, human settlements, crop cultivation have hindered the movement of the elephants, keeping them confined to the hilly areas. And now with the growth of the aquatic weed, the threat to elephant habitats and foraging areas have increased to another level. In this context, let us know about the status of elephants from prelims point of view. See, Asian elephant is the largest land mammal on the Asian continent. They inhabit dry to wet forest and grassland habitats in 13 range countries spanning South and Southeast Asia. Now if we take the status related to protection, according to IUCN Red List, Asian elephants are listed under endangered category. According to CITES, they come under Appendix 1, and according to the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972, elephants are listed under Scheduled 1. See, in India, the Asian elephant is found in 4 fragmented populations in the south, north, central and northeast of India. Their habitat ranges from wet to tropical evergreen forest to the semi-arid thorn and scrub forest. However, the highest densities of the elephant population are found in tropical deciduous forests. And if we take the significance, Asian elephants are extremely sociable, forming group of 6 to 7 related females that are led by the oldest female, which is the matriarch. Then know that there are 3 subspecies of Asian elephants. They are Indian, Sumatran and Sri Lankan. And the India has the widest range and accounts for majority of the remaining elephants on the subcontinent. So that is all about the facts regarding Asian elephant. So from this news article, we saw about the recent aquatic weed which is causing threats to elephant habitat, and also facts related to Asian elephants and the protection status of elephants. So with this, let us close this news article discussion and move to the previous year prelims questions discussion. Now coming to the previous year prelims questions, the 2 questions that we are going to discuss now has appeared in 2018 prelims. So kindly listen. First question, consider the following statements. Statements given are: Statement 1, as per the Right to Education Act, to be eligible for appointment as a teacher in a state, a person would be required to possess the minimum qualification laid down by the concerned State Council of Teacher Education. This statement is wrong because as per the RTE Act, National Council for Teacher Education has laid down the minimum qualification for a person to be eligible for appointment as a teacher. So if we remove the first statement, either 2 or 3 has to be correct. Now let us consider the second statement. As per the RTE Act, for teaching primary classes, a candidate is required to pass a teacher eligibility test conducted in accordance with the National Council of Teacher Education guidelines. This statement is correct. Okay, this is according to the RTE Act only, that is the Right to Education Act only. So the answer for this question is option B, 2 only. Now let us see the third statement also. It says in India, more than 90% of teacher education institutions are directly under the state government. No, this is wrong. nearly 90% of teacher education institutions are operating under private control. So this statement is wrong. The answer for this question is option B, 2 only. Coming to the second question, consider the following statements. Statement 1, in India, state government do not have the power to auction non-coal mines. Statement 2 says Andhra Pradesh and Jharkhand do not have coal mines. Statement 3 says Rajasthan has iron ore mines. Which of the following statements given above is or are correct? The options given are option A 1 and 2, option B 2 only, option C 1 and 3 only, option D 3 only. First statement says state government do not have the power to auction non-coal mines. This is wrong statement. Unlike coal, the auction of mining licenses of non-coal minerals is conducted by the respective state governments. So first statement is wrong. If we remove the first statement, either 2 or 3 has to be correct. Iron ores are located in Bhilwara in Rajasthan. So statement 3 is correct. Okay, so the answer for this question is option D, 3 only. This, let us wind up our discussion here. If you like the video, please give like, share, subscribe to ForumIAS Academy in various social media platforms for further update. Thank you for listening.